What's up, YouTube? It is Jeff Tuffner here on the Glorious Podcast with my Smackdown Live review, the October 3rd, 2017 edition, the go-home show for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, which is this Sunday night. And this show was better than Raw. I'm going to come out and say that right away. I was a little worried there toward the end of the show. Let me just get this out of the way first, because when Shane McMahon said Falls Count Anywhere, I thought they got rid of the Hell in a Cell stipulation as a whole. I was like, wait, what? Like, did they just get rid of the Hell in a Cell stipulation to this match? The thing they were centering it around? I'm like, they're not going to do this. This match is going to be the main event. Well, it appears not. I think Kevin Owens cleared it up. He said the Hell in a Cell. So basically what it's going to be, I guess, is a Hell in a Cell match where you could go outside the cage or on top of it, wherever, around the arena, but the cage will still be there, which I kind of like that idea, but at the same time, I kind of hate that idea. But I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I don't know. I mean, it takes away from the whole idea of the Hell in a Cell, which is supposed to keep the people inside the cage. But I mean, then again, I mean, Shane McMahon's in this match. It's a Hell in a Cell match. Shane McMahon's in it. You know they're gonna have some way where they're gonna end up on the top of the cage. It's just gonna happen. It happens practically every time Shane McMahon steps inside a Hell in a Cell match. That's gonna happen either way. But I don't know. I mean, I was worried there for a second, though. I thought they completely ditched the Hell in a Cell stipulation. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I would have went off if they actually did that, but Kevin Owens, I think, cleared it up when he said that, the cell was still going to be there. But, hey, I like that. That segment was good. It's pretty much what I expected, the Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon segment. I didn't expect anything, like, crazy. I expected them to just brawl, basically. I said last week on my review, I thought they would, come out, and it was a little awkward, too, because I thought the show was over. I looked at my phone. It was only 9:50 or whatever. I was like, what the hell? You know what I mean? And then Shane McMahon came down, and then they got into another brawl. So it was pretty much what I expected, but it was good though. It like kept the build going. It got you excited for the pay-per-view. Well, at least for that match. I mean, the rest of the pay-per-view is not much of an intriguing card, to be honest. But I'm excited for Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. You guys have heard me I've been praising the build for this match over the last like month or whatever. I've loved it. And I'm sure the match will be good too. I hope it is, because there's really not much else that I'm looking forward to on the card Sunday, to be honest. I do not really care to see Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal. I'll talk about that in just a second. I actually am looking forward to see the Usos versus the New Day. I wasn't really invested in seeing another match between these guys, but you know what? It's a Hell in a Cell match. It's the Usos, the New Day. They always have good matches every time they step in the ring, so I expect it will be good at least. But AJ Styles and Baron Corbin, I'm not really caring to see that. Randy Orton, Rusev, put it on the pre-show for all I care. And Charlotte versus Natalya. I am excited for that. I am excited for that match. That should be a real good one. What else did I miss? Bobby Roode versus what's his name, Dolph Ziggler. Could give a shit about that. Put that in the pre-show too for all I care. I think that's it. They added a match or something on the pre-show or whatever. It's like Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable taking on the Hype Bros. Who cares? I mean, they've wasted. I honestly forgot Shelton Benjamin was back with WWE, to be honest with you guys. I'm sure you guys have too, because where's he been on TV? I mean, has he been like on Main Event or whatever, the show they recorded before? Do they even do that on SmackDown? I do not remember seeing Shelton Benjamin. I think he's appeared on TV like twice since he's returned. So I don't know why they're wasting them, because him and Chad Gable have so much potential to be a good tag team, and the tag team division is so thin right now on SmackDown. You're going to see something different happen. After the New Day and the Usos, presumably they're going to be their last match in their little feud here. And then whoever wins, honestly, I forget who's the champions. I know most of the champions in the company, but when you could have asked me before the show tonight, who's the current SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, and I actually would have probably got it wrong. And I actually am. It's the New Day, I think. I swear, they changed the title so much over the last like 2 months that I've lost track of even who's champion at this point. But I think it's a New Day. I assume they'll retain, and then they'll move on to something else. There's not so many other tag teams, but there is a lot of tag teams actually on SmackDown that they just don't use correctly. I mean, compared to what they have on Raw, SmackDown has tag teams. They're just not using them. Raw, yeah, I mean, they could use the excuse that they don't have tag teams. It's real thin over there on Monday Night Raw with tag team division. But I'm looking forward to that match Sunday too. Really, like it was really an eventful show tonight. It wasn't like anything crazy. It didn't have that kind of go home show feel. It had a little bit of it especially the end. Like the end felt like a go home show. That ended like it just ended the way it should have. That it worked out good there, but everything else was just kind of like the usual generic stuff that we see every week on Smackdown. Women's tag team match for the 100th time. I just get sick and tired of seeing women's tag matches every week. I've noted this many times before. It's just a trend. It's a trend that they just can't break. A habit that they can't break rather. Is just having these women's tag matches week after week after week. It's like can't you just do like a one-on-one for something different? Just something different for once. But they had Natalya and Carmella go up against Charlotte and Becky. Natalya and Carmella picked up the win, which makes you think Charlotte's gonna win Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte won Sunday at the pay-per-view. I'm not gonna get into my predictions real in depth about that right now. I will do a separate video on that on probably Friday afternoon or whatever. So subscribe for that if you want to see my predictions for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. They will probably be up around Friday afternoon, rather. So I'll talk about that more in depth then. But as for now, they had a tag match, nothing special. Nakamura and Mahal, that opening segment, it was pretty bad, but it could have been much worse. I thought like when the Singh brothers started doing Shinsuke's entrance, I thought they were gonna take it to like that next level of like just like awfulness that they've been doing in those promos the last 3 weeks. I thought that's what we were gonna see again tonight. Thank God they did not go there because I was just like, I can't stand this feud anymore, guys. I cannot stand Nakamura and Mahal. This feud is just killing me. I like Shinsuke Nakamura. I love Shinsuke Nakamura. He's one of my favorite in the business. Jinder Mahal, I think they need to get the title off him ASAP. I don't know if they are because they're supposed to. I think it was just announced today that they're gonna be, or yesterday rather, that they're going to be going over to like India for like a tour in December or something, which makes me worried that they're going to keep the title on them all the way till then. Unless they're going to just, I don't know. I feel like everything they've done in the Shinsuke Nakamura feud with Jinder Mahal has been awful. Some of the stuff they did with Randy Orton was pretty decent. I'll give them that. I didn't mind him as the champ then. I was kind of actually behind it, believe it or not. But ever since he's gotten into this feud with Nakamura, it's just like, please end it. And I want that title off him. But I don't really want it on Nakamura yet. I feel like Nakamura is just not, like, the build is not there for Nakamura yet. So if he were to, like, win Sunday, it just wouldn't feel right. I feel like he's a little ways out from maybe winning the title. I'd expect it to happen maybe at, like, WrestleMania if he does take on AJ Styles, which is everybody's speculating for a while now, which I'd love to see. That match would be amazing. But I just don't see him winning the title, especially right now. It just doesn't seem right. That title is just so devalued for it being the most prestigious title in the business, the WWE Championship. It feels like maybe like the least important title on SmackDown, to be honest. I am more interested in what's going on with the SmackDown tag titles, the SmackDown women's title, the United States Championship. Legit, that is the least, like, I could care less about it. It's almost been like that all year. It was that way with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt earlier in the year when they were doing that. I didn't care for it. Like, just going at WrestleMania, I've already talked about this. I know I bring this up a lot, but that was one thing I hated about WrestleMania, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. It was the only thing I hated, as a matter of fact, about WrestleMania this past year, was their match was just so boring, and it was just bad booking. It was so lazy by WWE that they could have did so much more that would have been entertaining and good about it, and they just screwed up everything. I'm not going to go off on another rant about that because I just find myself doing that way too much, but let's just move on to the next thing here. Here's something to rant about. Bobby Roode defeats Mike Kanellis. Why are they burying Mike Kanellis like this? Why? Just why are they doing this to him? I really feel like they just said Triple H needs to just get him out of SmackDown, get him off SmackDown, and get him down in NXT because they will make him a star in NXT. It's not working out for him on SmackDown right now. I don't know if it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's WWE's fault. They're booking. They just don't feel like booking anything for him. Or coming up with maybe. It's not that the character don't work. It's more of just, we don't have anything for him right now. You know what I mean? At least give him a decent match. They made him feel like basically a jobber. Like he's legit playing the role of maybe, I don't know, Aiden English or whatever. That, of just like quick match, put over somebody. That like it's just like pointless. Like I don't know. Everything ever since he's came to WWE rather, it just hasn't worked out. I really think. And moving him to NXT would help him a lot. I think they would actually come up with a better character. Not the character, just book him better. Just get him into like more, get the people invested into him. Even though he's a heel, just get him to where it's working out good. You know what I mean? Where people, because I think he can wrestle. I've seen him wrestle, but it's just like nothing. They're not doing anything with him on SmackDown. They're lazy. They don't want to do anything. But Bobby Roode picks up the win in a real quick match. I didn't like the fact that it was quick. I just noted that, but Bobby Roode's taking on Dolph Ziggler Sunday. I could care less about this match. Dolph Ziggler's just here to put Bobby Roode over. Obviously, if Dolph Ziggler wins, that would be the craziest thing I've seen. I would not expect Ziggler to win. I don't think Ziggler's ever going to win another match or something in his WWE career at this point. I mean, I expect maybe a few matches with Roode at the next few pay-per-views or whatever, and then he's out of here by the end of the year. I mean, I don't know if Dolph Ziggler is going to be with the company come WrestleMania 34 this year. I honestly don't. Maybe that's it. Maybe after WrestleMania, that's when he leaves, because I am like, it's just a gimmick they have him do him now, where he just mocks other people, does their entrances and everything. I hate that gimmick. Oh, it is just awful. I cannot stand it. It's just like I don't know. Just like do something different. The Usos New Day segment. They have a little segment to build up their match. Like I said, I am excited for their match. I think it will be good. I hope it's good. Their matches are usually good. You add the Hell in a Cell to it, an extra element to the match could change things. Hopefully, it's just a good match. I'm hoping for something good. I really am, because like I said, the card, I just feel like there's some stuff I'm looking forward to, but there's that load of stuff that I could care less about. So I don't know. I felt that way. Remember No Mercy? I remember saying No Mercy. I was excited for Cena, Reigns, Strowman, Lesnar, Rollins, Ambrose versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Those are the matches I was excited for, and the women's match a little bit. Most of those matches ended out turning out to be complete, trash. Except for maybe Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose taking on Cesaro and Sheamus. Everything else was trash. No Mercy was an awful pay-per-view. I mean, I'm not gonna get into No Mercy right now, but I mean, I'm just comparing it to the cards right now, because it's like there's some stuff I'm excited for, but there's a lot of stuff that's just I could care less about. But if they fail with the stuff that's supposed to be the good stuff, like Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens, the New Day versus the Usos, the stuff that everybody's getting hype about, if they fail with that, then what's there to care about? Because then it'll end up being a bad pay-per-view. So I'm hoping it's a good pay-per-view, because No Mercy was awful. It's just, I don't know. We have, we're back to this every 2 week pay-per-view schedule again. We got TLC coming up and within 2 weeks after Hell in a Cell, and then Survivor Series. I can't believe Survivor Series is already coming up in about a little over a month. The year's almost over already too. It's October. Unbelievable. Feels like yesterday was just January. We're talking about the Royal Rumble. What else happened on SmackDown? Ty Dillinger picks up a win over Baron Corbin. I like the fact that they gave Ty Dillinger a win. I like Baron Corbin. I think he might actually win the title Sunday. I'm just going off the basic, the usual way of, whoever doesn't look strong on the go-home show ends up winning the title Sunday, which is interesting in regards to the Shane McMahon-Kevin Owens match, because I really expect Kevin Owens to win Sunday, but he was the one who looked strong on the show tonight. So it's like, is Shane McMahon going to win Sunday? I don't know. We'll have to see there, but I'm really interested in that match. But I like how they gave Ty Dillinger a win. I hope he gets into a feud. I mean, hey, maybe Baron Corbin wins the title and we get a Baron Corbin-Ty Dillinger feud. But then again, I could care less about Baron Corbin. Like I said, WWE failed him. Or some might say he failed himself, according to those rumors of what happened backstage and everything. So I don't know. I just don't care for Baron Corbin anymore. I wasn't a big fan of him. Like I said, I was somewhat of a fan. I would have been okay with him winning the title back when he had the briefcase and everything. But when they made him cash in the briefcase and fail and then lose to Cena at SummerSlam, they were just talking about it tonight. AJ Styles brought it up. That was the end of Corbin. Like, I could care less. Just go away at this point. That's all I could say. But Ty Dillinger picks up the win over Corbin. Corbin versus Styles Sunday. Talk about that more in my prediction video on Friday. Randy Orton gets a quick win over Aiden English. Randy Orton's obviously facing Rusev Sunday. Oh boy, I do not care about this match either. Randy Orton versus Rusev. Randy Orton looks strong, so is Rusev gonna win? Rusev needs to win desperately. When Rusev returned back, what was it, Battleground, and he took on Cena. I thought this was an opportunity to change Rusev, to get him over, to make him a bigger star. He's on SmackDown now. He's off Raw. Put all that behind him. And they just went back to the same old nonsense with Rusev. And they've been doing it ever since. And then he lost to Randy Orton at SummerSlam in 5 seconds. And it was just like, why are they doing this again? Why can't they just change? Why do they go right back to the same old stuff? The laziness that I bring up so too much on this show. Everything's lazy. That's all one word to describe WWE here in 2017. Lazy is the perfect word, because it just comes down to that with almost everything anymore. The show would be 1,000 times better if they weren't so damn lazy. if the writers would put a little more effort, maybe come up with better characters, come up with better storylines, most importantly, to get people more invested in the actual shows. It just would work out so much better. It's just a shame how lazy they are lately in the show. The product, I mean, clearly over a Monday Night Raw. SmackDown, like I said, SmackDown's not as bad, but then again, SmackDown's 2 hours. Make SmackDown 3 hours, might as well call it Monday Night Raw again, or Tuesday Night Raw, or whatever, because it'd be no different than Raw. SmackDown with 3 hours. It's if Raw were 2 hours and SmackDown were 2 hours, I think I'd be praising the shows a little bit more because it's not as much. But Raw is just 3 hours of misery every Monday night, mostly, with about, I don't know, a half an hour at best, maybe sometimes, of entertainment, good match or two, good segment. SmackDown's a little better though, because like I said, they have they're compressed with time, so they got to get everything in a little bit better, and they always have something good. I feel like there's always something good to pull from SmackDown compared to as Raw, where there's actually weeks where you legit go for three full hours of the show, and you're legit saying, "Well, I didn't like anything on the show tonight." I think I've covered mostly everything for SmackDown. Rating out of 10 for the show tonight. I don't know. Let's say, since it's a go-home show, if this were just a regular show, I would probably give it a little bit of a better rating. But since it were a go-home show and it didn't really have that go-home show feel, except for in the last segment, really, I'm going to give them a 5.5 out of 10. 5.5, I guess. I was thinking 6. I think I would have gave them a 6, like I said, if it wasn't a go-home show. But it was a go-home show, and it didn't have that go-home show feel to it like it should. But then again, when was the last time a Raw or SmackDown had a go-home show feel to it heading into a pay-per-view? Not lately. I mean, even WrestleMania. I remember I was at that Raw before WrestleMania. It didn't have that, this is the last Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania feel. So the shows just don't have, the building and everything. All they care about is the pay-per-views. That's why there's one every 2 weeks. That's been, it's been in the rumors for a while now. That's all Vince cares about is just the pay-per-views. He doesn't care what happens on Raw and SmackDown. It's just all about what goes down on the pay-per-view. That's all that matters to him. And that's why Raw and SmackDown suck. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that right there, because they're not putting in the time and effort to put on good shows. They're just worried about what's going to happen at the pay-per-view, which the majority of the time ends up shitting the bed in itself. So, I mean, I don't know. Everything's screwed up. WWE's a hot mess right now. They've been a hot mess really ever since the brand split last year. SmackDown, like I said, SmackDown was good. Then they kind of screwed SmackDown up, moving the writers around back in April. And now SmackDown's good on occasion. Raw's bad just about every day. Every week, rather. I don't know. I can't sit here and say, hopefully better days are ahead for WWE, but I've been saying that for the last year, and continuously it just continues to be the same. So I don't know if I'm going to expect anything better from them at this point. But I think that's it for SmackDown, guys. I think I've covered everything. Let me just look through here. Yeah, that's basically it. I might have missed something. I don't know. Might have not wrote it down or whatever. But let me know if I missed something in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of the show as well in the comment section down below, guys. Go follow me all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The links are in the description as always. Leave a like, subscribe, especially if you want to see my Hell in the Cell predictions this Friday afternoon at around 4 o'clock Eastern Time here on the Glorious Podcast.